Boom! A scorching and divine energy storm, filled with overwhelming power, rampaged aimlessly through the holy city. Wherever it passed, there were traces of death, and rivers of blood flowed. Whether it was the Holy See or the powerful forces from the Doyun continent, only a few beings at the 8-star Do Xian level were unaffected. The weaker creatures who came into contact with the energy's aftershocks were torn apart as if caught in a storm, instantly perishing. In contrast, the attacks unleashed by Gu Xingtian, the enormous heavenly blade stretching tens of thousands of feet, failed to cut through the colorful rainbow mist. As time passed, faint cracks began to appear on it under the watchful eyes of the crowd. All the power of their strongest forces, combined, temporarily elevated Gu Xingtian to a half-step, third-tier existence in the cycle of reincarnation. Yet even with the heavenly blade's attack, he was unable to defeat Blake. From all of this, it was clear. The outcome of this battle was becoming increasingly apparent. Go. The Demon Emperor resides in the monster realm. This is a fragment of my energy origin. Though small, it should be enough for you to escape. Xiao Yan had just used immense effort to break the crucifix prison and rescue the light demon. He spoke to it with urgency. His eyes now glowed with the power of the demon, and the holy flame armor surrounded his body. The Basha's scale protected him, and the blood-red thunder around him was especially eye-catching. Green vines wriggled beneath his feet, releasing boundless vitality, while the immortality power within him burned hotter than ever before. All of this was a sign of the immense power Blake was wielding. At this moment, Xiao Yan was more composed, more alert, and stronger than he had ever been. With his soul perception, he was acutely aware that Gu Xingtian's defeat was probably only a matter of time. Once the heavenly blade shattered, none of them would escape Blake's ruthless grip. Defeat. This was the punishment for losers. Even after gathering the strength of numerous 8-star beings and the elders at the highest level of reincarnation to unleash a world-destroying attack, they still couldn't overcome Blake. Blake's power was simply too strong. His strength, combined with the power of the angel wings, was devastating. Xiao Yan felt that their previous intelligence had been wrong. From the recent clash, it was clear that Blake's current power wasn't at the second-tier level, but rather at the third-tier level under reincarnation. This one-tier difference had shattered their previously flawless plan. This was something they hadn't anticipated. However, as long as Gu Xingtian and the others hadn't fully failed, there was still a final chance to turn things around. With his demonic and holy flame powers, along with the countless other forces within him, Xiao Yan believed this reckless move could deliver enough power to shock or even threaten Blake. This was Xiao Yan's last trump card, and the method he had been reluctant to use. The demonic power was incredibly potent, hard to come by, and as the first and last demon in the Great Thousand Worlds, this power seemed to come from the Netherworld, with many mysteries yet to be unlocked. The holy flame was equally terrifying, and combining it with the flame mantra could allow Xiao Yan to uncover even more secrets of the Great Thousand Worlds. Unfortunately, he had no time left. The current crisis had to be resolved. If something went wrong here, the consequences would be catastrophic, affecting not only the boundless fire domain but also many of his loved ones. That was not a result Xiao Yan wanted to see. Therefore, at this moment, even if he had to be reduced to nothing, he could not let Blake win. Though the method was reckless, it was a necessary action. Moreover, Xiao Yan was well aware that the nature of the fusion and detonation was different. While the fusion of powers would yield an overwhelmingly powerful force without much harm to himself, the combined strength at present was too weak for Blake. Detonating, on the other hand, would require sacrificing all of his power to unleash an immense force of destruction. After detonating, the holy flame, demonic power, and Basha's scale within him could never be restored. It was similar to Xiao Yan detonating the 3 different flames during a life-and-death crisis on the Doqi continent. Once these powers were detonated, Xiao Yan would remain immortal, but his strength would likely remain forever at this level, as these powers were his origin. Yet, at this moment, Xiao Yan had no other choice. It seemed this was the only way to reverse the tide of this battle. The scale of the conflict had already surpassed the limits of what he could handle. Boom, boom, boom. In an instant, Xiao Yan's body became ethereal. Several distinct sources of power within him awakened and began to swirl violently, like glowing points of light. In Xiao Yan's eyes, the demonic radiance and flame light finally ignited completely, unleashing an unprecedented surge of power. The wild fluctuations above his eyelids spread uncontrollably, sweeping outward. The numerous powerful beings who were caught in the intense battle below were already overwhelmed by despair. As they watched countless forces manifest around Xiao Yan, they were struck by an immense, intimidating aura emanating from within those forces, one so overwhelming that it made everyone instantly lose their color. They couldn't help but wonder, how can Xiao Yan, who lacks the strength of reincarnation, cause such a storm, when even a powerhouse like Gu Xingtian was defeated? Before their doubts could fully settle, they watched as Xiao Yan's internal power rapidly gathered and fused together. This time, without much thought, Xiao Yan's body shed a scale from Baxia, and his body suddenly ignited with flames. The power of Baxia's scales, along with several holy flames, demonic forces, and more, had already permeated every inch of his being. These powers quickly surged out of Xiao Yan's body. It felt as if his very life was being set aflame, with his vitality rapidly draining away. All the forces separated from Xiao Yan's muscles, skin, bones, soul, and even his cells, causing his handsome face to distort with unimaginable pain. The agony was so extreme that anyone else would have likely perished in an instant. However, Xiao Yan endured the unbearable transformation without fear. Only rare madness and determination shone in his eyes. This time, he was determined to succeed, no matter what. Is this the explosion of power? How pitifully weak. Once I kill these guys, I'll deal with you, Xiao Yan. Blake mocked, controlling countless forces to resist the soon-to-shatter sky blade. No matter how Xiao Yan struggled, their power gap was far too large, making this battle lack any real appeal. Heaven Scar. I really don't want this kid to die. His character reminds me a lot of the friends of the Xiao clan you mentioned, carefree and unburdened. But this time, let me handle it. The light demon held Xiao Yan's original energy in her hands, smiling faintly. Her smile was radiant, but before she could finish speaking or make a move, the power of the entire world suddenly began to churn and boil. Whoosh! Whoosh! A green pillar of light, seemingly out of nowhere, shot toward Xiao Yan at lightning speed, enveloping him. At the same time, a cold, ghostly aura that had been on the verge of manifesting around Xiao Yan vanished again. Predecessor? Vroom, vroom, vroom. As the green light pillar enveloped Xiao Yan, the many origin forces that were leaving his body were suppressed and drawn back into him. A massive rift appeared before his body, and vibrant green energy spilled forth, nourishing both Xiao Yan's and the light demon's nearly lifeless bodies. No. You shouldn't have come. At this moment, the light demon, unable to ignore the rejuvenating life force on her body, narrowed her pupils. Her gaze was fixed on a distant point in the sky, her voice choked with emotion. A rare tear shimmered in her beautiful eyes. He had still come. At that instant, Lu Yun's eyes contained an unusual trace of worry. Her body suddenly tensed up as she abruptly raised her head, looking toward the edge of the holy city. The void there had begun to show slight signs of movement, and shortly after, an endless green mist poured out from the emptiness. Though the green mist appeared faint, it was incredibly domineering. As soon as it emerged, it easily suppressed and wiped out the lingering battle energy in the surrounding shattered space. This fluctuation is... Looking at the sudden occurrence, all the combatants halted their movements, a chilling sense of suffocation creeping into their hearts. They focused their gaze on a seemingly inconspicuous spot in the sky above the holy city. The void there subtly twisted and wriggled, as incredibly potent green mist began to ripple from it. Within that mist, a dark figure appeared, walking through the air, its power overwhelming. Ha ha ha. Demon Emperor. Seeing the void finally start to ripple, the dark figure inside growing clearer, a maniacal, mad grin appeared on Blake's face. Success. His plan had succeeded. By using the lives of these guys and the light demon as bait, he had lured out the demon emperor. With the combined strength of the Holy Sea's holy city and his own threefold reincarnation-level power, they would slay the demon emperor and solidify his rise in the angel kingdom. Unlike other factions, the opportunity to rise in the angel kingdom was unique. Any powerhouse in the Holy See who cultivated the angel wings could ascend on their own, but their promotion had to be justified by the fall of a major figure. Lucifer, the angel of slaughter, was once an obscure and nameless angel, but by a twist of fate, she killed a semi-divine being from the extraterritorial evil clan, which caused a huge uproar in the angel kingdom. As a result, she was immediately promoted and ascended to the top ranks of the angel kingdom. In just a few thousand years, she stood proudly at the pinnacle of the heavenly realm. No one knew how the angel of slaughter, with her 7-star or 8-star strength, managed to slay a semi-divine being. But since then, her illustrious name had spread far and wide across the great thousand worlds. The branch of the angel kingdom has always been full of so many worthless individuals, someone commented. A faint green mist slowly spread, immediately dissipating the colorful rainbow and the heavenly blade in the sky. A deep, resonant voice suddenly echoed from the void, shaking the hearts of everyone present. At the same time, the powers of the heavenly blade and the colorful rainbow were drowned and disappeared under the green mist. The bodies of figures like Gu Xingtian and others toppled backward, their breaths weak as they fell toward the ground of the holy city at free-fall speed. That's the strongest from the monster realm? The demon emperor? Gu Xingtian and the others scrambled to their feet, gazing at the dark silhouette in the sky with astonishment. The demon emperor of the monster realm. Blake's voice became incredibly excited. The demon emperor of the monster realm, both in strength and status, was enough to ensure his path to greater power. With a single step, the entire world fell into an eerie silence. People looked up to see the terrifying figure of the demon emperor emerging. The demon emperor was handsome, with sharp, somewhat menacing features. A faint smile always lingered on his cheek, exuding immense pressure and shock. He wore a domineering cyan robe that seemed to contain mysterious, otherworldly powers, with a subtle aura of an upper-tier being. A faint green demonic glow surrounded him, so overpowering that it made all the divine forces in the area pale in comparison. When he appeared, the entire holy city fell into an unnatural silence. Countless beings and creatures bowed in submission, afraid to make a sound, lest they provoke such a powerful figure. With a single thought, his wrath could turn this place to ruins. The energy in the air dimmed, and the very atmosphere seemed to freeze. The demon emperor's divine power was invincible. "Senior, you shouldn't have come. This is a trap," Xiao Yan said, not moving. He felt the power within him return, but there was no joy, only the sense that this battle belonged to the demon emperor. "You've done well, helping me twice. You could say I owe you. But this time, this is my fight." The demon emperor's calm voice seemed to possess a unique power, and when it emerged, it sent a chill through everyone's hearts. After speaking, the demon emperor turned slightly and moved, appearing before Lu Yun in the blink of an eye. "You shouldn't have come. Everything here is clearly set up for you." Tears welled up in Lu Yun's beautiful eyes as she gazed at the handsome figure before her. A wave of sorrow rushed through her, and she choked on her words. Long ago, she had heard the news of his death, believing she would never see him again, thinking he had fallen into darkness. But the mistake was hers. Restless, today she finally saw the demon emperor up close. As the light demon Lu Yun couldn't suppress her longing anymore, the final barrier in her heart collapsed, and tears flowed uncontrollably. "I never imagined the famous demon emperor would go so far as to associate with demons just for a weak woman. Today, I will crush this evil. Charge. Kill." Blake laughed as he commanded countless faithful followers of the Holy See beneath him to march forward and kill the demon emperor. These individuals were staunch believers of the Holy See, brainwashed long ago, and they would follow without hesitation, even if it meant death. As for the demon emperor, His arrival here had already violated the rules of the Seven Realms. With the light demon tainted by demonic power, Blake had countless reasons to justly capture and judge the Demon Emperor. As long as the Demon Emperor was defeated, his perfect plan would be complete. Furthermore, from the information he had gathered, the Demon Emperor's demonic power was no match for the sacred light. This battle, he would surely win. Boom, boom, boom. Energy surged behind Blake as his sixth-winged angel wings began to form, translucent and illusory. Though not solid, the faint aura of the sixth wing enhanced Blake's power, and a previously unseen divine radiance began to emanate from him. Heaven Scar, you must leave. As the ruler of the monster realm, you've broken through the void to enter the human realm's Do-D continent. This already disrupts the rules of the Great Thousand Worlds. Even though Blake has blocked the connection to the Do-D continent, this is definitely not a place for you. Lu Yun lay comfortably in the embrace of the Demon Emperor, her heart at ease for a moment. But after taking a breath, she could not linger in the long-awaited warmth, and with a determined spirit, she straightened up and spoke. Little Yun, after all these years, I've realized that among all living beings, you are the most beautiful. The Demon Emperor smiled softly, seemingly not taking Lu Yun's words to heart. Instead, he gazed at her side profile, pulling her back into his arms with admiration. You! Lu Yun's body and breath had recovered considerably under the influence of the Demon Emperor's power. However, seeing how the Demon Emperor was teasing her at this moment, she immediately struggled free from his embrace, her voice filled with anger. In the past, I was too obsessed with power and glory, neglecting many important things. Will you forgive me? The Demon Emperor seemed to disregard the many holy sea guards present, gazing at Lu Yun with deep affection as he spoke. Is this really the time for that? Let's go. Lu Yun noticed the holy sea guards rapidly closing in, and as she saw the ever-increasing heat of Black's attacks from the horizon, she could not help but urge the Demon Emperor. So, this time, I fight for you. For love, I fight. The Demon Emperor's soft voice fell, and in an instant, his form flickered. He transformed into an unknown, faint golden mystical beast and charged toward the holy city, sweeping past countless holy sea believers. The grand aura was overwhelming, shocking the heart. Wherever he passed, his speed was so fast that no one could see the Demon Emperor's true form. The defenses and attacks set by the tens of thousands of holy sea guards were like nothing in front of him, collapsing in an instant. This is too terrifying. Gu Xingtian and the others joined forces to create an energy barrier, protecting all the powerful warriors. They quietly stayed on the ground, watching as the Demon Emperor's speed, quick as a ghost, and his immeasurable demonic power stunned them. They couldn't help but suck in their breath. Too strong. The Demon Emperor's power was so immense that they, as powerful beings, could only look up to it. The moment he moved, all the Holy Sea warriors were crushed into chaos. The battle began and ended in the blink of an eye. Was this the grand power of the Demon Emperor? Lord Archbishop, we are utterly defeated. The female priest Yuri and several high-ranking commanders of the faithful felt a surge of fear in their hearts. Blood trickled from their mouths as they weakly collapsed to the ground, their voices trembling. The Demon Emperor's power was as mysterious as it was boundless. From beginning to end, they had no idea why they lost. The Demon Emperor merely revealed his beastly form and surveyed the area. The invincible defenses and attacks of the Holy Sea collapsed instantly. Countless fanatic guards, unable to control their weapons, watched as they shattered in their hands. In an instant, all their fighting spirit collapsed. It was as if they were facing a power far beyond what any human could achieve. Memories surged in the minds of the Holy Sea guards, and under the influence of the Demon Emperor's demonic power, painful recollections wiped away the strong beliefs instilled by the Holy Sea. These guards were once mere humans, turned into the Holy Sea's puppets after being relentlessly indoctrinated. But now, under the shock of the Demon Emperor's power, their beliefs shattered, and they returned to their human forms. Step back, I do not wish to slaughter the innocent. The Demon Emperor spoke, returning to his human form. His azure robe fluttered in the wind as he calmly stood by Liu Yun's side. Black. He is at the third reincarnation stage. At this moment, Liu Yun no longer tried to persuade the Demon Emperor. There was even a slight excitement in her heart, but everything had to wait until this battle was over. Wait for me a moment. As soon as his words fell, a faint smile appeared on the Demon Emperor's face as he slowly ascended into the air. Black must be eliminated. Rumble. Green mist swept through once again, like thunder and lightning surrounding the holy city's sky, purging the sacred aura above the city clean. Is that divine power? The commoners residing in the holy city, unsure of what was happening, looked up at the grand form of the Demon Emperor and called out loudly. The green mist transformed into countless bolts of lightning, suddenly descending from the Demon Emperor's body, attacking Black relentlessly. Too childish. Demon Emperor, Heaven Scar. With a flash, Black's expression was radiant with excitement. He then spread his 5 angelic purple wings, creating a ripple of light that blocked all the Demon Emperor's attacks. Don't waste my precious time. The Demon Emperor smiled faintly at Black, whose face was filled with fervor. Whoosh whoosh. A green mist surged forth, instantly forming a green avenue before the Demon Emperor, leading to the high, suspended position of Blake. Before the space avenue constructed from this green energy, countless holy auras and other forces retreated in fear. Demon Emperor, today is the day of your fall. You've aided the tyrant, helping the light demon with its evil power. Die! Blake roared loudly, his 6 angel wings beginning to flap. Of these 6 wings, 5 were purple, while the 6th was extremely dim and illusory. This wing was pure white, not purple, just a low-grade 6-winged angel. When I, the Emperor, fought the angel commander, you weren't even in existence. This is my battle, and it is your disaster. A faint green glow appeared on the Demon Emperor's body. A terrifying, domineering aura emerged from behind him, causing the entire heavens and earth to tremble slightly. Angel power. 6-winged divine radiance. The purple halo, as if from a falling star, spread out. The 6-winged angel behind Blake completely fell apart. On the 6 wings, except for the illusory white 6th wing, the other 5 wings each manifested a pure angel soul image. 5 wings, 5 angel souls, dancing gracefully, and in the center, the 6th white illusory angel wing stood tall. Faintly, under the chant and whispers of the 5 angel souls, it radiated dazzling light. The endless brilliance descended, like the angelic origin from the angel queen's body, sacred beyond compare. Even the surrounding void trembled and shattered under the violent and terrifying fluctuations, and a chilling sense of suffocation descended from the heavens. Under this power, even reincarnation-level experts like Gu Xingtian could only look up in awe. Xiao Yan's face turned pale as he looked at Blake's deadly move. All the power within him quieted down. This level of attack could already tear apart the heavens. But Xiao Yan felt that the Demon Emperor's strength was far from just this. Even though his demon realm's strongest weapon had yet to be found, his strength was certainly not comparable to a mere triple reincarnation tier expert. This was the most powerful being in the demon realm, the supreme ruler who had experienced the first war between heaven and earth. He can actually draw on a bit of power from the angel kingdom. He's using the divine power collected by the Holy See and transmitted to the angel kingdom. This attack is too strong, Tianhen. The light demon pressed both hands to its heaving chest, worried. With her experience, she naturally understood the secrets guarded by the higher-ups of the Holy See. Boom! Without hesitation, the Demon Emperor extended one hand, and countless green energy beams poured out from his body, immediately forming countless strange beasts, glowing brilliantly and soaring into the sky, directly twisting toward Blake's 5 angel souls. Roar! Roar! Oh, whoa! Dragon roars and wolf howls echoed. Hundreds of energy beasts made from the Demon Emperor's domineering demonic aura pierced through the void, heading straight for Blake with deadly intent. Boom! The sky above the holy city collapsed like an abyss, and a sense of destruction spread out. Crack! Crack! The energy beasts roared, instantly wrapping around the angel wings. Under the pressure of such domineering power, the 5 angel souls stopped their chanting and swaying, beginning to fragment, as if they could be torn apart at any moment. No! No! Impossible! How could you, a creature of the demon realm, ignore the holy power of light? Looking at the shattered angel souls, Blake's voice became sharp, and a chilling, uncontrollable aura began to rise. Along with it, endless coldness spread. Based on the information he had gathered, Blake knew that the demon emperor feared the divine light breath. But now, his holy power seemed to have no effect before the demon emperor. No suppression at all. At this moment, a deep sense of fear slowly arose from Blake's heart. It seemed that this wasn't a ceremony of ascension, but rather digging his own grave. The void above the holy city collapsed. Countless holy light beams were corroded by the green demonic energy, creating a feeling of decay and fragmentation. The vast heavenly void stretching across thousands of miles in Mianyang collapsed like deep abyssal pits on the ground. The heavy aura felt as if a mountain of 100,000 pounds pressed down upon their bodies, causing their legs to weaken and a sense of worship to rise in their hearts. Everyone felt that the battle between the two combatants had transcended the realm of humanity. The lives of all the beings here seemed to be at the mercy of their whims. A suffocating, spine-chilling aura flooded their senses, and their muscles tensed uncontrollably, even trembling. There was no doubt that if either of the two above were to strike, even a great Luo Golden Immortal would meet a tragic end. I never wanted to be your enemy, but you are one of the conspirators who plotted against Xun'er. The demon emperor walked step by step, completely indifferent to the earth-shaking turbulence in the sky. His expression remained unchanged, calm as ever, but his demonic aura had already sealed off all of Blake's escape routes, rendering his defense useless. The two were on entirely different levels of strength. In the sky, Blake's angel wings were already riddled with holes, and the earth-shattering attack he had been preparing was completely dissipated. Now, all that remained for him was seemingly the endless fury of the demon emperor. Angel's holy radiance, destroy him. At that moment, Blake was in complete panic. He couldn't fathom where his seemingly perfect plan had gone wrong. The fury surged, and he glanced at the collapsed Holy Sea guards below, only to find that Priestess Yuri had disappeared. All of his intelligence had been gathered through 2 priests and the Pope. But during this grand trial, neither of the priests had offered any objections. Even the Pope had mysteriously disappeared at this critical moment. As he thought about this, Blake's face twisted, and a more unsettling wave of anxiety swept over him. Blake, it's over. The demon emperor walked towards Blake step by step, stepping on green ethereal light. A bottomless green black hole vortex emerged above his body. I am an angel. I am the supreme deity of the human realm. You could never suppress me. 6 wings of the angel. Blake, of course, feared death. Now, his only option was to ignite all 6 of his angel wings behind him, hoping to survive. Crack. With a sharp sound, the demon emperor's palm shot out suddenly. A giant hand filled with endless green demonic energy pierced through the void, the crisp sound echoing loudly above the holy city. Blake, covered in a holy aura, felt all 6 of his angel wings snap instantly under the immense hand. Ah! A bone-deep scream erupted from Blake's mouth. His pupils contracted tightly as he stared in disbelief at the demon emperor standing just inches away from him, utterly confused. Why? The demon emperor's strength, as recorded, was only at the 3rd or 4th level, so why was he so overwhelmingly powerful? In his current state, even with his 6th wing, facing the wrathful demon emperor, Blake had no power to fight back. The demon emperor's strength was far beyond what he could ever oppose. Though he too was from reincarnation, the powers of reincarnation within them were worlds apart. The explosion of 6 angel wings had no more effect on the demon emperor than a harmless scratch. Just how terrifying was the demon emperor's strength? You deserve it. The demon emperor couldn't be bothered to reply, His hand clenched suddenly, causing the 5 broken angelic purple wings to explode, scattering into threads of gentle light. His 6th wing also shattered with a loud bang. Drip, drip, drip. Blood from Blake's angelic form dripped down from the sky, and where it touched the ground, deep craters several thousand meters wide appeared with a loud rumble. Angel's blood. A divine force so immense. Wom wom wom. The demon emperor showed no mercy. His hand rose again, releasing wave after wave of green energy, instantly striking Blake. The entire sky fell into a deathly silence, and the shock in the hearts of countless onlookers lingered for a long time. Blake is dead. About a minute later, when Blake's body had completely disintegrated into countless fine powder and vanished into the world, the light demon smiled contentedly, her voice filled with satisfaction. With the holy sea's fall, she could finally return to the monster realm with the demon emperor. Though she had committed many wrongs, as long as the demon emperor was by her side, Lu Yun felt at ease. Something doesn't feel right. Xiao Yan didn't respond to the light demon. His eyes scanned the surroundings, the demonic and sacred flames within him stirring. A deep sense of unease emanated from his very bloodline. It seemed some ancient force was awakening at an incredible speed. The level of fluctuation was absolutely not inferior to Blake's power, and perhaps even surpassed it. Why isn't he back yet? The human realm is no longer safe. Little one, we're heading back to the monster realm. Thank you. The light demon smiled at Xiao Yan, then gently tapped her feet to the ground, preparing to rush towards the demon emperor in the sky. What is the demon emperor doing? What is he waiting for? At that moment, Gu Xingtian's eyes suddenly widened in realization, and he exclaimed. His gaze turned towards a secluded temple in the rear mountains of the holy city. Wom wom wom. At this instant, ancient Sanskrit sounds spread across the entire holy city. Countless wind chimes imbued with sacred energy rang out, and the golden dragon clock tower of the holy city trembled. Dozens of golden dragons, sacred and magnificent, emanated an ethereal aura as they soared toward a hall in the holy city's rear mountain, seemingly to welcome the arrival of some important figure. Not good. Be careful. In an instant, Xiao Yan didn't have time to think, seemingly acting on instinct, and lunged toward the light demon. A golden holy dragon suddenly shot into the void, and in the blink of an eye, it reappeared behind the light demon, piercing through the space. Thud. The golden holy dragon's attack fell, missing Xiao Yan and the others, but the land below them exploded, turning into countless dust and debris. Boom, boom, boom. After the demon emperor crushed all of Blake's power, his gaze fell on the spot where Xiao Yan and the others had been. The void began to stir, and a golden-haired man slowly stepped forward. The void trembled abruptly, forming a milky white light storm. At the center of the storm stood a figure in purple robes, his eyes glowing with an incomparable pressure, and his gaze was fixed on them. Heh. The demon emperor personally arrives at our holy sea branch on the Dodi continent. How surprising. The golden-haired man's voice was gentle, but it emanated an unfathomable aura, leaving everyone with a deep sense of awe. The Pope of the Holy See, Miffle. A shiver ran down the spine of the light demon, emanating from the depths of its soul, and it lingered for a long time. The Pope, Miffle? The holy light storm morphed again, and in an instant, it turned into countless musical notes that surged from the ground like a tidal wave. Under the extreme terror of the holy notes, even the demon emperor's formidable demon power made a series of sharp, menacing sounds, reacting intensely. Below, the countless remaining people from the Holy See and Doyun continent looked up at this scene in the sky. Their eyes narrowed, their eyelids twitching violently, and an extreme terror surged across their faces. At this moment, the excitement they had just felt due to Blake's fall had completely vanished. When they saw the Pope's figure fully step out, their bloodlines seemed to freeze. A feeling of terror and dread swept over them, making them believe this would be a journey into hell. The Pope? Xiao Yan tensed, and the clan marks and demonic energy within him automatically activated to protect him. However, he was in disbelief. Why did the Pope appear at this moment? Could it be that all of this was his scheme? The entire holy city reflected the supreme holy radiance behind the Pope, as countless holy wind chimes buzzed and the golden holy dragons howled together, leaving behind the angelic light in its wake. The Pope never expected this. Never expected this. The light demon, now powerless, collapsed onto the ground. Its voice trembled, and its eyes held no light. The Pope was well known to it. Although Pope Miffle wasn't from the same era as the Demon Emperor, his talent was simply extraordinary. 1,000 years ago, he was on par with the likes of the Devourer of Souls, both at the 8-star level. But 1,000 years later, his power had reached a level far beyond the third reincarnation stage, truly astonishing. No one knew what he had gone through, which is why Miffle was regarded as a miracle in the Holy See. His power and life were filled with countless legends. You still came. The Pope stood, surrounded by dozens of golden holy dragons, quietly prostrating themselves. Countless divine forces surged forth, and as he spoke, the entire world's energy froze. No one could move an inch. It was as if even time and space had stopped, quietly kneeling down. Just the slightest sound from him made everyone below uneasy, their souls trembling, and their dough cores faintly cracking. What kind of terrifying power was this? The third reincarnation stage? No. Just the power Blake possessed at the third reincarnation stage was not enough to make them feel this way. Could this person be at the fourth stage? Perhaps even the fifth? Since you are so eager for my arrival, I assume you've prepared a perfect plan? The Demon Emperor showed no fear, and faint green demonic aura coiled around his body, slowly forming into a strange green throne. His voice was calm, as if he had already anticipated this moment. Without hesitation, the Demon Emperor sat on the green throne, gazing at Miffle with a smile. Heh, the Demon Emperor's name truly precedes him. But you're mistaken. This plan wasn't devised by me. I'm just here to wrap up Blake's matter. Once the Pope, Miffle, finished speaking, the holy musical notes around him transformed into dense white energy, squirming and forming into a milky white divine throne. At the same time, energy surged from the second throne, enveloping the entire sky and vast lands of the holy city. Layers of crystalline energy shackles bathed the area, and with these protections in place, the pressure on the people below was significantly reduced. Only then did they cautiously begin to breathe again. Without this defense, if the two parties were to engage in battle, the world itself would instantly collapse. Why does your Holy See always indulge in these petty tricks? The Demon Emperor spoke with a hint of pride, showing no fear even in the face of Pope Miffle. It doesn't matter anymore. Whether it's the Light Demon, the infamous Demon Emperor, or these repugnant, pitiful ants, today they will all be drowned beneath the Holy Sea's divine light. Pope Miffle said lightly, as a radiant moon began to gather behind him, surrounded by divine whispers. In an instant, it transformed into an angel's gossamer robe, holy to the extreme. By the way, I am curious about something. Perhaps even Lu Yun doesn't know. Lu Yun is one of the earliest angels of the Holy See in the Doyun continent, and she has a connection with the infamous Demon Emperor. How has she managed to survive for so many years? Pope Miffle's golden eyes shimmered with a cold aura. That is my own matter. The Demon Emperor sneered and said no more. Naturally, Lu Yun's survival had been influenced by the Demon Emperor. Otherwise, with her 8-star Do Xian strength, it would have been impossible for her to survive for so long. Fine. Today, I will utterly crush you. Whether it's the immortality within you or your Demon Emperor status, from this day forward, they will all disappear. The Pope smiled slightly, his confidence radiating. Humph, you're just a half-baked fifth-tier powerhouse. The Demon Emperor waved his hand, and endless beastly demon figures emerged. They howled and surged toward the Pope with lethal intent, causing the very void to collapse under their might. Ha ha ha. Demon Emperor, today you will die here. All the blame will fall on Blake, the true culprit of all this. And I, Pope Miffle of the Holy See branch in Doyun continent, will end the lives of these mortals and ascend to the angel kingdom. To live forever. Fifth tier? You've just broken through your seal, and your strength hasn't yet reached its peak. Your divine weapon is still missing. How can you fight me? This time, I will win." The soaring holy voice cleansed everyone's soul. In an instant, the divine throne in the sky above the holy city radiated terrifying divine light, mingling with the angelic gossamer robe behind Pope Miffle, creating an ethereal scene. Yes, you're right. But the records of the great thousand worlds about me seem quite inaccurate. 1,000 years ago, I went through multiple reincarnations. And today, 1,000 years later, what will happen? The demon emperor's expression shifted slightly as an overwhelming aura surged forth, shaking the heavens and the earth. 1,000 years ago? Could it be that? At this moment, Pope Miffle on the divine throne muttered to himself and couldn't help but speak aloud. 1,000 years ago, in the great thousand worlds, those with the strength of the reincarnation realm were few and far between. Back then, a single person at the reincarnation stage could annihilate countless soldiers, and that was true reincarnation. But so what? This is your funeral and my grand celebration. Demon Emperor, the times have changed. Prepare to die. Pope Miffle pushed aside other thoughts and unfurled a magnificent pair of angel wings behind him,